Hey family, this is Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. What's up, family? I just came on here. I'm not going to try to be too long, but I wanted to come on here because I'm at a place in my life where I'm basically trying to mind my own business. Let me make that one clear first. To mind my own business, not to get in yours. Whatever you do to help Baltimore City, do what you do. Please do what you do. You know, it's going to take the village for us to do what we need to help turn our city around. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all too, it's some great things that's going on in Baltimore City. A lot of times we don't hear about it because we always hear about the negative stuff. But it's some great stuff that's going on in Baltimore City. You know, and I'm gonna say Joe Gamble. I'm trying to think of the guy that's in the wheelchair and they work with children and stuff like that. Lisa, uh, let me think of her last name, but she was known by Lisa Phillips on LinkedIn. And what Lisa does, she have a workforce organization or business where she trained people to go out and work. You know, companies reach out to her and they reach out to Lisa to prepare clients or employees for their business. So Lisa was one of the persons that told me a long time ago when I was with No One Person Goes Hungry. I was asking like for help, donations and stuff like that. And Lisa Phillips sent me a message and said that the only way people is going to support you, they got to see your work. So that's why I understand for a lot of us, people got to see what we do as far as in the city to trying to change Baltimore City around, you know. So now, y'all know years ago, um, I was given the box truck. Now, I was with No One Person Goes Hungry at the time. Eventually, I would have put it under No One Person Goes Hungry name because we was all business partners, we was friends, you know, this and that and stuff like that. But it was donated to me by Hamill Builders. So we didn't have to write a receipt or write nothing off for it. He just gave it to us, right? And when I say that, that's because Chef was standing there, but they don't know Chef. Claudia was standing there, but they don't know Claudia. I went back and I thought I had to take them to get the receipt. Well, anyway, I was given the box truck for a lot of y'all that want to put your mouth in stuff and really don't understand what's going on. The lady came back and said, Mr. Hamill said you can have it. Chef know that. I know that. Claudia know that. But at the time, we was getting donations from about 5 different companies. Chef was putting donations in his van. I was putting donations in my Suburban. So I knew we needed something bigger, right? So that box truck I had now for over 2 years, you know. And we went through a lot of changes with that box truck because sometimes people take nonprofit organizations as their personal uh, business, and it's not. It doesn't belong to one individual. That's why y'all need to read up on things, you know, once you get into it. Because if you have board members and you are not running that business the way the board members think you should, they can actually vote you out. The board member, because it's the board that actually runs it. Even though you the CEO and founder, you better read up on that type of stuff. It's the board that helps the organization grow. I learned a lot of that from being a part of Communities United. And not just that, I began to read up on a lot of stuff because you got to know where you're coming from. When you call yourself getting involved in certain things, you got to know. I do my research. I don't just jump into anything. It's a reason why I do what I do. And a lot of y'all, because y'all don't know me in that sense, you tend to criticize me and down me. And it's okay. Because when you don't know, you don't know. So I'm just saying this because we are our worst enemies. We are, and I'm talking about us as black people. We are our worst enemies when it comes to doing things to help out in the community. We will backstab each other. And I'm gonna tell you, and I said this the other day, I was picking with somebody, right? I said, my back don't hurt no more. Cause I'm trying to maintain and be to myself, right? Or I'm not trying to come out as hard on our, I'm gonna say, elected and public officials like I used to. So the reason why I'm saying that, because Brandon Scott, I'm willing to support anything you doing, bro, to try to help Baltimore City. Bill Henry, you know me. We met a while back. We laughed, kid, joke about the donuts things. I'm here, y'all. I'm here. Strengthening the community. That's a vision that God laid on me. Matter of fact, back then, I was trying to come up with a name that will better describe what I do and who I am as far as for the community. And at this time, I had some people with me, so they actually came up and we called it Strengthen the Community. Now, that's the LLC. And I asked these people back then, I said, please, this is a business. It's not a non-profit. So my thing is, I wanted us to come together and stop all that backbiting and all that type of stuff. And, you know, and I explained to them, this is business. You part of my team, the whole goal is for us to make money, right? And if I make money getting paid, you're going to get paid if you part of the team. That's how it works. Well, anyway, I introduced some people to each other, and I'm not gonna mention their names, and they all turned against me, right? So what I did, I had to block them. Now I didn't realize too at that time God was like turning my life around. He was turning my life around. I lost everything: the house, the car. You know, the car broke down, the truck broke down, everything broke down. It was like God was cleaning out the old. And I know I wasn't being punished. And I'm saying this because sometimes we can go through life and I'm gonna say horrible stuff start happening. That don't mean God is punishing you, you know, for allowing certain things to happen. That's his way too of building us and making us stronger. Now at that time I knew I wasn't doing nothing wrong. Y'all might think so. But I'm looking at God and my relationship with God, the Holy Spirit, right? And I wasn't doing nothing to me. And I'm gonna tell you the way I know when I'm going against whatever God called me to do is when I start feeling like shame, guilt, those negative principles. You know, like resentment, anger, fear, you know, jealousy, and all that type of stuff. So I'm just saying, whenever I feel that, I know that's not God. So that's how I detect the difference between, I'm gonna say, my stuff and actually what I'm doing for God. Because normally what I do for God, if I stay in line with God, I have the peace. It's like peace in my life, no matter what, peace be still. But it's when I deviate from it. So I know once I start touching certain things, it's like, back up, bro. Because I feel the shame and the guilt. Now, I don't know about y'all, but that's how I know. And we talk about the conscience. So the conscience will beat you up. That's how I know my spiritual connection with Christ. I don't have to, you look, if you're not there, you're not there. If you believe in Muhammad, if you believe in Gandhi and all that type of stuff, and that's who y'all want to worship, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's where your religious beliefs take you. But as a man that studies scripture, I live by the morals, values, and principles that's contained within the scriptures to help me be a better man. So when I look at Paul's story ain't no different than my story. When I looked at David, David put Bathsheba's husband on the front line to get him killed because he didn't want him to know that his wife was pregnant by him. Well, I cheated on my wives, right? So I'm no different. I'm no different, than what David was. But what got me when God said to David, "You're a man after my own heart." And what that taught me, God taught me, no matter how you stumble and fall, Steve, I love you. And that was amazing to me. I don't know about none of y'all because that's not, I'm just telling you my part. So it helped me to understand that even though I will never be perfect in this flesh, it helped me to understand that, I don't, once I fall short, right? Go against the morals, the values, the principles. When I fall short in that cruddy lifestyle stuff, I know I can turn it around. That's all I got to do is learn to stop. Say, God, please forgive me. And walk the other way. Yeah, because we're going to do some stuff. Now I'm talking about me as a human being. So when I read that, even though, David was wrong and later down the line, his kids suffered because of his sin or something like that, right? I prayed that my kids won't suffer for my downfalls. They are mine. Don't let my children, don't let my family go through stuff because I screwed up at one point. I can pray that prayer. And the life I live, I don't want to say a holy life because I don't strive to be perfect. I just try to walk in integrity today. I try to walk in some principles today, and I'm talking about positive stuff, and that's all I had. That's all I had. And when I fall short, and God, and I feel a little wheezy inside or queasy inside, I be like, God, what is going on? What is going on? Why I feel like this? And 9 times out of 10, when I do that self inventory, either somebody I need to apologize to, I said something that offended somebody, or I did something that offended somebody, and I have to go correct it in order to have that peace in my life. Now I learned a lot of that stuff through step work, y'all, and it taught me to gain that relationship with the Holy Spirit. I don't care if you study Hebrew. I don't care if you're a Jew. I don't care if you're an Israelite. I don't care about your religion. My thing is, in the process, do you learn to build that spiritual connection? I don't need you to tell me all about, well, back then such and such, because you're very intelligent about, I'm gonna say, the continent, and actually you understand what tribe you came from. All that's fine and dandy. That's fine, because just like we say a lot of times too, if a man don't know where he came from, he don't know where he going. He won't know where he going. So when I did my ancestry, right, my ancestry.com, I put my grandfather in. Now I got a picture of my great grandfather. I don't have a picture of my grandfather. My grandfather passed when I was probably about 8, 9, something like that, right? But I have a picture of his father. Then to understand that his mother lived in the house with the slave owner and had children by him. And he was married because he was in as one of his child, but then the mother came in some kind of way too when I was doing the search, right? So I know my grandfather's grandmother. I mean, grandfather's mother and father. So basically, what I'm saying, and just recently when I went back in, my great grandmother had 4 kids. Now I don't know if she had all 4 of them by the white man, or did she have a couple of them by a black man. I don't know. But as I was reading it, it mentioned some other kids of hers. Now it could have been too the slave owners' children, because she lived in the house, so they was added in together. But this is what somebody told me, and I don't focus a lot on like the slavery and what our people went through. I understand. I understand. God bless you, and thank you that some of them died for us to have life, and that's the way I look at things. But when I was telling somebody about that, they said your great grandmother must have been a beautiful woman to have lived in the house with him and his wife, and that's all it took. Now, rather he raped her, I don't know. Rather she consented, I don't know. but it was just the point of this person saying she had to have been a beautiful woman. So I know she got favor. That's the way I look at it. I don't try to get tangled up in a lot of stuff, y'all. I don't do it. You know, I know and I understand that. I hope y'all can hear me. If you can't hear me, let me know. Um, I I don't try to get tangled up in a lot of the old stuff because I don't know. And I look back at us and the life that we're living now. Now I have asked, let me see, can I hear myself on here? I have asked a lot of people. Um, wait a minute. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. I just wanted to make sure I hear myself. Um, I've done a lot of research, right? Um, and I found out that it was white people that got hung too, just as much as black people. We talking about races, y'all. Um, I started reading up on a lot of the black inventors that worked along beside some of the white ones. They had the same pattern, or they might have added or brought a little bit more to what pattern it was that you had, right? So we don't read a lot about that. But I'm gonna just say this, and it's not to put it in a negative way, right? When I supported the Myers, and a lot of y'all turned on me, I knew what was going on, and there was a lot of other people that knew the truth too. I kind of got mad because they was lying to y'all, and y'all fed for it, hook, line, and sinker. Y'all fed for it, you know, and y'all went down there. You did what you did, and I was just looking at the people that led that, how they lied to our people, and y'all went for it. Now, it wasn't until Darnell Williams began to tell the truth. And Darnell started saying everything that I was basically saying all along while y'all was cutting me down. And I felt that sigh of relief when he did that. It was like, okay, Steve, now you can back up. Because he started saying the truth. And not just him, a lot of other people started saying the truth of what was going on. And they started backing up. But it was a lot of y'all on the outside that kept feeding that disease. And I got mad because the people that I admired the most, I was watching how they was like being conniving to and lying to our black people once again. And I understood y'all didn't really understand, but I knew what it was. And not just me, it was a lot of us that knew what it was. But most people was like this. But I kept running up in my mouth. I kept showing up because I didn't like what was actually happening. So, wherever y'all want to call me a white people lover and all that type of stuff, that's fine. Call me what you want. Call me what you want. But because I do have mixed family, I don't play that. I will never get on here and talk about hating white people when I have family, you know, that's mixed. I'm not gonna do it. And then get in white people's face, right? And then be telling me, I love you, you cool. And this is my son's girlfriend. This is my son's girlfriend, right? That's why I don't play them games. Y'all can go and laugh and kid and joke in people's face and get behind their backs and talk about them all you want. I just don't do it. I know we got some mean, nasty white people. I know we got some mean, nasty black people. I know that. We got some mean, nasty Hebrew people. This my son and his girlfriend. Get ready to go to their prom. What the freak I look like? I'm trying to get to my nieces and nephews. I got nieces and nephews that's mixed. And what we tend to do, my whole thing with us, we need to learn to get along. Black, white, Hispanic, blue, purple. We just need to learn to get along. It is what it is. This world was not created just for the white man or the black man. So y'all can get your head out that state. Get your head out of that. My son plays soccer. He was the only soccer white black kid on his team. Now these are my nieces and nephews. I don't play that. By my nephew. Oop, I'm going out the way. I don't play that. I don't never want their mothers to think that Uncle Steve, dislike them, or I'm hugging them and embracing them when I'm around them, and then I'm gonna get on my live and talk bad about white people. Be honest, you're a hypocrite. Do that. When you work with white people, when you deal with white people, you're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. And a lot of us, because most business owners that we connect with is white. And I watch a lot of y'all. I watch a lot of y'all. And I'm like, when you sit back and do stuff like that, do you realize your white friends might look at you like, dang, is that how you really feel about me? Do y'all think? Nope. Well, see, I like you, but I don't like them. And that's what they say about us. See, you cool, Steve, but it's those over there. No, I'm the same those over there. Black people, y'all gotta understand, we got our defense up. We in survival mode. That's why a lot of stuff happen around the city that it does. And I'm talking with somebody the other day, and the whole thing is our people have been set up to kill each other off. That's why I do the stuff I do. Wait a minute, I'm trying to get used to this camera thing. But that's why I do the stuff I do. Because once I realized that um, our politicians, some, not all, are not really for helping us. So I started getting involved a while back. Um, that's why I created the pages that I have, like Strengthening the Community, A New Baltimore, Rebuilding Our City. That's just one. Stephen Copeland Jr. Sports and Talents. And the reason why, because I'm looking at the recreation centers that we have, right? And a lot of them don't have programs in it. So this lady named Archie, who does deal with lacrosse with a lot of our kids, she said, why reinvent the wheel? Because I was looking for a building that we could actually start the program in, a multi-purpose center for inner city youth. And she was like, why reinvent the wheel when you have all these multi-purpose centers or recreation centers out there, but you don't have no programs in them? So she said, why not take your programs into these recreation centers? She said, go in and see what they need the most, you know, so that you can start your program in there. And the whole goal, say like music or art, acting, stuff like that, is to set up where if they want to do theater, we can have it fixed up with a little stage, furniture, housing stuff, just the stuff we can move in and out real simple. And just have somebody, because my goal is reaching out to like the University of Maryland. I'm talking about like Morgan, like let me see, Morgan, trying to think of the other, Coppin State. And one of the reasons why I wanted to do this too, because it's a lot of people at my church that put on plays. So the whole goal was to get them to come in and help the children or the teenagers better understand how to play a role or memorize their sentences and stuff like that. And then when it came to the dancing, right, whoever know how to do modern dance, tap dance, however, they can teach our young ladies how to be more professional in what they're doing. You know what I mean? Now, when I was over Lillian Jones, I realized there's somebody there to help the kids with the basketball and stuff like that. But when I looked over in another room, I seen some young ladies in there and they was just listening to music, just dancing, playing around, but wasn't nobody in there to help them, to get to guide them, to lead them. And then when you got a young lady coming out, she what, 13, 14 years old. She got a little teeny shirt on like this, her belly showing, and And she has that right to feel beautiful about herself if that's how she feels. She's not asking for you to come at her. And I'm just saying this for the men. Just because she dressing up and she a little sexy and she about 13 or 14, she's not trying to tell you to come for her. But for us as adults, it's like, come here. Because I understand she young, she's attractive, but you drawing the wrong attention to. And as a male, that's what I talk to our little young ladies and men about. You gotta have respect for yourself. And we understand this is what you feel good about, but it will draw the wrong attention to you. So I seen a lot of this too. And one night, God woke me up like 2:30 in the morning, and I started writing my business proposal for the recreation center. For me, I have been trying to reach out to people like Ed Hale, Kevin Plank, people that's really looking for somebody that they can for the program in the city that they can invest some money in. A lot of them give people money to do certain things, and people run off with the money. I found a lot of that out too by being a community activist, coordinator, outreach. When I'm in the community and I talk to certain people, like the president of the associations and stuff like that, community associations, they tell me the crooked stuff that some people be doing. That they gonna tell people like Kevin Plank or Ed Hale that we're gonna build up in this area, in this community, and they believe it and they give them the money and they run off. And for somebody like me who's looking for that help, I'll be like, God dang. So basically, when I'm with people, and I know some of them might have a good amount of money, it's just to encourage them to invest in Baltimore City through me. I'm not trying to take nothing.